On this episode of When Vacations Attack. Bungee backfire.
The sound that came out of him was just an ungodly, it was like all the air was going out of his body.
And a desperate move to save one friend could prove fatal for all.
They said, cut it and go, and they were gone.
Then, step on it. 5 tons of fury is closing in. And crash down. Chopper blades fly as spectators hit the dirt.
Those fragments are traveling at supersonic speed. They will go through a human being.
The adventures nobody can possibly plan for. But somebody caught on camera. When Vacations Attack.
What the? A surprise party for me?
Rob Simmons and his brother Ken have just touched down in Zambia, Africa.
Is there any animals left over here?
It is a beautiful continent. The animals.
You can see the babies are right there.
The people. There's a romance about it.
The Simmons brothers are passionate about wildlife. They know the dangers of immersing themselves in this natural habitat.
Check that out.
In Zambia, the elephants seem to have a short fuse.
And today, one of those angry elephants is coming right at them, charging their truck from the front with all her might.
I've heard statistics where if an elephant attacks you, 85% of the time you die.
And Rob's praying his big brother, who's sitting in the front seat, eye to eye with the raging elephant, can survive this attack.
Was trying to not panic and not worry about whether or not he was going to be killed.
Next, the mad elephant is shoving them toward a cliff, and nobody can stop the stampede. Ken Simmons and his brother Rob are on safari in Zambia, Africa.
I would dance with the people, celebrate with the people, visit their homes and see what their life was like.
Today, they pile into a safari truck and head out in search of spectacular wildlife. Rob sits on top in the back.
I was up on the left-hand side, up on a bench rack, sitting up on top.
His brother Ken is up front, with no idea he'll soon be a sitting duck for 6 tons of anger blocking the road.
When I first saw the elephant, I would say she was probably 20 yards away.
The enraged 10,000-pound African elephant is capable of charging up to 25 miles an hour. And now she's got her eyes locked on the startled visitors.
What are the ears at? They're charged or like...
I still remember this like it was yesterday.
And she's in no mood for guests.
She mock charged a few steps and then decided it's on.
Rob and his brother are suddenly under attack by the largest land animal on Earth.
The adrenaline that comes into your system makes you realize that I'm in a situation that I'm not sure if I'm going to survive.
Rob keeps his video camera rolling as the massive elephant charges the front of the truck and pushes it backwards as if it were a toy. Rob knows his brother is just a few feet from the raging elephant. He's scared to death they'll be crushed or drowned.
There was a large tree, probably of a diameter of about 2 feet, that was further behind us. Across the road, not another 30 yards, was a cliff that dropped off into the riverbed.
The angry elephant keeps pushing them backwards. A warning shot in the air fails to scare her off.
The memory of her face in front of me being 4 feet away and her ears flared out, the sounds of the truck crushing the trees, the steel being pushed through the grill guard, and the bullets going, it was very loud. I'm thinking about my son, and am I going to die?
And Rob's terrified his brother Ken may already be dead.
He has a completely different point of view of this, being a little closer, was trying to not panic and not worry about whether or not he was going to be killed.
The tirade continues. Now the elephant's tusks penetrate the grill of the truck. She uses her terrifying force to lift it.
And we rolled back probably another 20 yards. And then she trumpeted real loud.
Luckily, with that, she made her point. Now the elephant will show her victims some mercy.
And she turned around and she walked off, and as she went in the brush, she trumpeted again.
The 90-second face-off is over. Rob is still shaking off the shock of the incredible attack. He's unscathed. But what about his brother, who is in the front seat, just inches away from 5 tons of rage? Despite the damage to the front of the truck, thankfully Ken's alive, and so is everyone else in the Safari.
The oversized hood ornament that was facing the wrong way is what it felt like. I just remember thinking how amazingly strong this animal was. When you get a chance to experience their force or quickness or any part of what enables them to survive out there every day of the year, it creates an additional respect for what they are capable of. The best part was to know that that's as close as you can get to an elephant in the wild and still be allowed to talk about it.